the pokes from the Popol and Koopa, the Lapu-Lapu with multiple stunts, and the Sylvana out there. It just makes it so that Aura PH will have a very comfortable Claude in their hands.
And now these two teams, one thing I want to say about BREN Esports, despite their very rocky start to the season, is that they still have that, how do I say this, their main strength of positioning themselves well in the jungle. But the thing is, Aura PH are great at that as well. So with the two lineups that we have here, I'm having a little bit of a hard time deciding for myself who has a better advantage with taking objectives.
Objectives-wise, this is weird, but I'm gonna say, I think it's quite even, but Aura PH will, if they are the first ones to be in position, they definitely will have more advantage, especially in Turtles and Lords. I want to say, though, they have to be careful because of the vision game that the Popol and Koopa can provide. When it comes to like the brunt force damage, like if it's a head-on collision, I want to say Aura PH will get the upper hand when it comes to objectives. But when they are outsmarted and outwitted by positioning from BREN Esports, it's going to be difficult for them.
And interesting, at what we're seeing on the map here, JP gonna be rocking that support role, Jawhead, taking over there for Rafflesia and what he usually does with his position. As you mentioned there, Lusty is gonna be rocking the Popol and Koopa with the Avarice. Do you think he's gonna follow the same build path as Venus, picking up the, I believe he picked up the
Molten Essence.
Molten Essence and the Thunderbelt eventually.
It makes a lot of sense. I think when it comes to the playstyle, especially of BREN Esports, they also love the poke kind of strategy. So that is very much possible to get the Molten Essence into the Thunderbelt. And they don't really need that much tankiness because what they can do is to juggle their opponents. I think that's one thing that we can take note of BREN Esports. They have so many mobility tools along their here so that they can juggle the Aura PH's bursts, if ever.
And now we're seeing a rotation here by Aura PH. Going to be really aggressive. Rebo really low. Lusties might get caught out here. The ejector toss stops him from getting away. And I think this is first blood going to the hands of Aura. How good is it that they got to window down a member of BREN Esports right away?
Yeah, it would have been perfect if it was Rebo that they were able to take down, but Lusty read through that and just defended his mate. He died because of that, but at least it's gonna give a little bit of advantage to Rebo. Now he's playing against BennyQt.
Yeah, BennyQt might want to change his name to Greed because he's doing everything he can just to try to get a kill onto Rebo, risking everything for a nothing. So what could have been a great start for him with already one kill, he also has to add one death.
Oh my goodness. Aura PH, really. That was I would say, a greedy play coming up from BennyQt, right? And he just said it. Then again, he was outplayed. I think Rebo knew exactly the range of the Esmeralda. Do take note, Rebo is also one of the better Esmeralda players in the league right now. So he knew exactly the range the Stardust Dance.
Yeah, and Few dancing along with Greed in the mid lane, who Greed gets caught in the commented lands by the end by Carlthese. He cannot follow up. Flame shot right there. Cool guys walk away from flame shots, and he was able to get away, but Rebo was the one who gets caught out. Electro final blow used there for the turtle, and the turtle goes to BREN, secured by them, or PH are gonna reset.
The trade was, there was a kill onto the bottom lane of BennyQt, although it was a 1-for-1 trade-off that maybe Rebo overstayed his welcome because he already was able to get a kill onto BennyQt with the help of Carlthese. I think he did not regen up. Because the smarter thing to do is just to go back to base, recall to base, and just fight the Esmeralda with full HPs once again. Maybe that didn't happen.
Yeah, and JP, let's see if him escaping will happen, and it did. Ultimate's committed by BREN to try to cash him out, but he survives. Now, BennyQt is at 2-1-0. If BennyQt can get out of lane first, break that tower first, and start roaming around more frequently, quick answer, will BREN Esports have the right tools to take down this Esmeralda?
Well, not yet. When it comes to timing, no, absolutely not. Because if you're looking at BREN Esports, they don't have the immediate burst. In fact, if you look at their lineup, it's a little bit ramp up in the nature. It's kind of sustained damage.
Yeah, and you just got tossed up there, but he'll be able to get away. But it's JP who's still one, who's going to get shot out there by BREN Esports. So 2 for 2 on the kill board right now. BREN Esports is going to try to find and make a play out of this. Kilowatt gets spotted out there in the show by Flapteezy. He's going to be going up after Ash's Khalid, who used the Raging Sandstone to get away with the flicker forward, as well as the stun. Stops Ash from getting away, and that is going to be Few and Flapteezy securing the kill on Khalid.
You know what? A little bit of rewind for what I just said. Earlier on, I talked about the juggling potential of BREN Esports, and that is what exactly happened in there. From the kill onto JP to the follow-up kill from again Flapteezy. It was just juggling from BREN Esports. when RPH already threw in their skills and lost their positioning, BREN Esports was quick to punish.
Yeah, and Carl Teasy just punishing Aura PH right now, able to steal away their purple buff, and Greed with the Cyclone Eye able to get away. And now what I'm seeing here from JP is that I'm not sure if he's out of his element or he's just playing so carefully, knowing that he might walk into a trap, he might get stunned because of the lockdown focus duo you have in mid of Lusty and Few. I can't blame JP. He doesn't have many options. He has to play carefully now. Rebo, let's see what options he has here. Can he drag this out? Can he survive? Immobilize onto Kilowatt. Rebo will be able to use the flicker to get away, so he's already burned that, and Flowing Blood as well.
Oh man. I think the answer to your question why JP is playing so carefully, I know that they should be playing with the highest level, right? But I think that JP might not be, how do I say this? He might not be as comfortable as Raflesha is, for example, when it comes to playing the Giant. He might not have the mastery of the hero, right? And apart from that, this Popple and Koopa is just so annoying. That's one thing I want to say about Lusty is that he's very good at playing this hero just because of the positioning and the information that he gets out of the map.
And Carl TZ invading the orange side buff of Aura PH. View is there nearby to help him out. Great chromatic lance to stop the momentum of Kilowatt for just a bit, and the Raging Sandstorm misses out on Carl TZ. It's going to be a 1-on-1 against Kilowatt. K versus K. Let's see if they'll continue it. No, they don't, as Kilowatt uses the second skill to heal up under tower, but he runs into JP. This did Carl TZ. JP's not going to be able to do that much against Carl Benedetto right now, though. Scrappy fights all over the map. Focus on the mid lane. Few and Lusty are going to get spot out there by Greed and Benecuti, who are doing everything they can to make sure that Hades gets his purple buff. And BREN Esports are creeping in with 4 members. I don't think Aura will be able to get this purple buff, so that's another buff taken away from the Claude. But Benecuti goes in there with a Falling Star Moon, chasing after Lusty. Claude easy trying to keep Lusty alive, and Lusty able to get away. And in the back line, Rebo able to secure a kill there onto the Khalid. Greed, Hades, and JP too far away from the members of Aura, but it's actually Aura who went away with the victory there, securing 2 kills against BREN.
Oh, this is a nice clash from both teams. I want to say Aura PH with a better timing when it comes to their re-engage. BREN Esports, they could have lost more, I want to say, but Few was amazing. He used the ultimate just to lock down the heroes that were chasing the Carl TZ Benedetta, and that was the reason why Aura PH didn't get more than they could have. If not for the heroics of Few, that would be a disaster for BREN Esports. But Aura PH, they still won that skirmish, and that I will attribute that to their timing of counter-initiating against BREN Esports.
Yeah, but now the problem for Hades is he doesn't have his purple or orange buff on him, and this turtle has already spawned. Let's see if Aura PH will be able to take this, as BREN Esports are eyeing the second turtle of the game to go to their side again. Kilowatt coming in a little bit too early. He's going to get caught up, but the Few is going to go down, and the blazing duet. Not enough to steal that turtle because Carl TZ just got a double kill, and he might go for a triple. He does, he gets it. Let's see if he can get a maniac. Can he take down Benecuti? Will this be a 4K for Carl TZ? And it is the second maniac of Season 7 goes to Carl TZ on the Benedetta.
We were talking about how BREN Esports can manage all of their resources in form of skills as well as their battle spells. They didn't even need to burn some of their flickers, so we can see in the replay how well they juggled. Look at the positioning of Few. He went for the backliners of Aura PH so that Carl TZ can focus one after the other the members of Aura PH.
Great objective take, and that instant replay is brought to you by Oppo A94. Experience gaming at full speed with Oppo A94. Get yours now for only 13,999. And Carl TZ, go get that maniac. Let's see that again. Boom! What a play and what an execution there by BREN Esports. Now Aura PH, the lead has greatly gone to the favor of BREN Esports. What does Aura need to do to come back here?
Well, they needed to clear the way for now. They still have great potential when it comes to the late game because they do have the Claude, they have Kagura that can burst heroes, particularly the supports. They also have the Esmeralda. They also need a better job, I would say, utilizing JP to peel off the members of BREN Esports. Because you know what is happening from the past few skirmishes? It's just BREN Esports juggling everything that Aura is throwing at them. And not only that, BREN Esports are also fighting around objectives. This is one thing that I will want to take note for BREN Esports when you're watching them. They're so good at this. This is why they were champions in M2. Because they know where to fight, when to fight, so that they can make the most out of the map. For example, those victories, those skirmishes that BREN Esports won, it was always around turtle areas,
Yes.
always around those macro objectives. And this is why they're also leading by an immense amount of gold 9 minutes in.
Yeah, and it's even gonna get even larger, the lead here, because that's another purple buff here, stolen away from Hades, and Hades has been purple buffless for quite some time now. At least he got the orange. I mean, at least he held on to that. But this Lord and this major objective once again is gonna go to the side of BREN Esports, and a part of me says, or a part of me really thinks here, that this Popol and Koopa pick really threw off JP and how he can position with this Jawhead.
I completely agree with you. This is BREN Esports. They're showing us how it's done. This is not the first time that they use the Popol and Koopa against all these mobile heroes. All these heroes that kind of depend on controlling the map.
Yes.
And if you mind the minimap from the first minute up until the last, you will notice that JP isn't really comfortable just running around the map just like a normal Jawhead would, right? Because of the Popol and Koopa, the existence of this hero. And look at what he did. He didn't go the Venus route wherein for Molten Essence. He went straight into the Deadly Blade, which is so much valuable against the Esmeralda as well as the Kali, the side laners of Aura. And with both side laners shut down by BREN Esports, their movements and their itemization, it just meant that Claude isn't activated as well. Because you cannot farm with the Claude if your side lanes are weak.
And let's see if Aura, though, can have a strong defense here as BREN Esports has marched into their base. They're aiming to take down 3 inhibitor turrets or maybe just the middle one. As Fuse goes in with the Imperial Justice. And the follow-up is there for BREN Esports, but Aura PH with their minion wave clear is keeping this dream alive. They take down Few, they take down Flapteasy, and BREN Esports was only able to get, actually no, they weren't able to get any of the inhibitor turrets there. Was that a little bit of a early engage there by Few, or was that just a great response by Aura PH?
I want to say it's a combination of both. BREN Esports, they were kind of too focused on taking down Lord Hades. I think the call there was Few was able to just see the Claude and just jump onto the Claude. And you know what? Any other team would have taken that jump because they were able to just fish out where the jungler is from the opponents. And I can't blame BREN too much for that. I think that it was the right idea. But then again, you have to always take note. This is still Aura PH. They're very good at coming back.
Yeah, and that's a lot of AoE magic damage coming out of the side of Aura. Actually, just AoE in general. So if you're gonna dive under tower, it's not gonna be a long fight because your minion waves are gonna go out really
That's
quickly.
right.
Now, mid lane and top lane again is gonna be the focus here for BREN. Let's see if Preview's gonna go in. Nope, just using the flowing blood to get a bit more information here. BREN Esports eyeing out the top turret here. Greed is gonna get caught out. Make that JP actually Electrify number already committed, and BREN Esports have dived in. JP has been forced back. Few and BREN Esports have broken down the tower in the top lane. Let's see if BREN can get another one. It looks like they're just waiting for the minion waves, but now, finally, I think that was the play that they wanted to go for earlier.
You know, that was exactly the words that I'm already preparing in my mouth. Yes, this was the idea that BREN Esports wanted to do. They don't really want to overcommit onto getting the kills. All they wanted to do was just fend up Aura, just damage the heroes of Aura so that they cannot be comfortable defending, and then use your Popol and Koopa as well as your long-range artillery just to take down the turret, and that top lane so clean coming out from BREN Esports.
Great execution there. 10,000 though is our gold lead now. The Claude is only at 6,691. He just picked up a golden staff, and I can't blame Lord Hades here. We just kept constantly getting invaded, which is funny because Aura PH is the team known usually to invade
That's right.
a lot, but this time they tried to play a little bit more defensively, but BREN Esports just have the right tools to make defending in the jungle so difficult.
You know, I don't want to really blame Aura PH or JP at this moment, but I think that if it was Reflicia's playing, it will be a totally different story. Because I've known a guy, I've seen and casted that guy play the Jawhead in the tank role, and he knows exactly how to invade. Maybe this is a combination of lack of comfort or lack of mastery from JP in combination with the fact that there's a Popol and Koopa that's present on the side of BREN Esports. Those two things, when those things combine, it's just so difficult for someone like JP to be an invader or a jungle choker in this particular game. I mean, this is this is not an unfamiliar play for for Aura PH. They have done this before. Kagura and Joed, they should be just taking over the map. But unfortunately, BREN Esports are one step ahead in this particular matchup, and all of those early game control that BREN Esports were able to get, it just is now piling up, and Aura PH, which is a difficult game already for them.
Yeah, it's close to a 5,000 gold lead for Carl TZ. He's
Over his-
7-0 and 2. Yeah, over Lord Hades.
Oh my
It's-
god.
Oh man, really, you just said it, the early game completely punishing Aura here in the late game. And let's see, what else can Aura PH do? Try to come back. Carl TZ takes a lot of damage from Greed. He decides to dodge out of there. They were just preparing, get a little bit more control topside so that they buy a bit more time for themselves to take this Lord. Aura PH has to play this really smart, or if they don't, it'll be the end of their game. Mobilize on the JP and Hanslord already spawned, and look at the amount of damage. I think that just came out from Few even, not just Rebo.
Yeah.
Aura PH are nearby. See if they can take it. They're
my
gonna go for the wraparound. Q is there with the stop. Chromatic lands, buying time. Aura PH decide to back out. They stretch out a little bit too far now. And now it's gonna be BREN Esports punishing Aura PH, but Aura PH are fighting back. Few gets caught out there, but that's already a killing spree. Gotten by Reball, double kill by him. Benny Cutie so far from everyone else because all the way in the back, Lord Hades has used the blazing duet to try and take out Reball. The Winter Truncheon keeps him alive, and Lusty is there as well for the assist. Reball thinking maybe I should not. Benny Cutie though uses the falling star move, gets smacked in the face by the hero of Mactan, Lapu Lapu, getting that kill, and with 3 down, I think it's just a few seconds away until we see BREN Esports win this game 1 victory.
Oh man, Aura looks helpless, and even when they tried to go for their best play, I want to say Greed played that wonderfully. That skirmish, were able to just deal so much damage, but again, because of the disparity of the gold, the damage wasn't enough. Afterwards, it's just completely outplay from BREN Esports. What they did was to juggle the members of RPH. I said that word so many times already in this particular game, but that is exactly what happened in that specific skirmish of top lane. On Aura PH, they look like they were trying to punch BREN Esports, but they're not reaching. Maybe because imagine, I know there's a reference for that, but Aura PH, they look like a boxer who's just strapped in chains, just punching in the air. They have something to give, but they just can't hit BREN Esports because of how the positioning and timing was well done.
Oh, JP going in though with the flicker, the ejector. Rebo immediately gets deleted, and Aura PH might be able to take down the members of BREN Esports here to hold down and keep this game going. But with the Lord marching in, it's a messy one for BREN. They were surprised by the flicker and the ejector coming in by JP, but no, Aura PH, can they, will they? Yes, they can. The surprise was there. BREN Esports a little bit too busy with the stickers and with the recalls. This game is going to go on a little bit longer now. JP saying, making up for the fact that, okay, I know my early game wasn't that great. It's not my fault though, but oh no, I just got someone help me here as he gets immobilized. But now Benny Cutie comes in with a falling star, Moon and Kilowatt through the raging sandstorm as well. There's 2 members down on the side of BREN Esports. This is bad. Lord Hades chasing after Carl TZ, using the BMI to get away from that. And the Claude saves himself really close. Now BREN suddenly with Aura PH for the longest time, they couldn't punch. Now they were able to throw some counter punches. But wait,
some of the chains were broken a little bit.
can someone clear this?
Nah,
Kilowatt?
he'll do it. He knows. Okay.
Ash? 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 What? Oh my goodness! What did we just see?
Victory!
No way.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Ladies and gentlemen, amount the farm and get some damage in the end. It's still just protecting the king, or at least protecting the prodigy this time. Carl TZ will have so much farm for sure. Because the thing is, if you are looking at the heroes of Aura PH from the middle part, it's a mid-laning Lunox and a tank Joed. There's just immense amount of jungle invasion that can come out from Aura PH. But with the Rafaela in there, at least there's a way for them to protect this Carl TZ. So it's a very, I would say, again, clever choice from BREN Esports. It's not like an auto win per se, but at the same time, it gives BREN Esports some reliever in the early stages of the match.
let's see if this Rafael is going to be rocking that focusing mark, so that's even more damage coming out. And he is rocking the Avarice, actually.
Yeah.
So no extra damage coming out of the, or extra buffed up damage coming from the Rafaela's emblem. So Aura PH now showing up, playing a little bit more aggressively now. JP with some really aggressive positioning. Greed is there as well for the wraparound. So look at that, constant or immediate pressure this early on the purple side buff. Even though it's 2v3, they say, you know what, I think we can do this. We can buy some time for Lord Hades to farm even more. Who's going all the way to that orange buff, and Aura are really doing everything they can just to stall Carl TZ.
A very smart take coming out from Aura PH. They know that the Granger, if it clears the way first, gets a level 2, he is quite invincible already. Because you will have the Rondo as well as the Rhapsody, which means that he has damage against junglers and jungle creeps, as well as mobility, that when he's pressured by someone, he just can Rondo away from that. So that's very smart. He's gonna get level 4, and Culties is just level 2. But a wonderful rotation from Aura PH.
Yeah, great rotation. Instead of actually going for any of his buffs first, as we said, he went straight for the orange. Even Flap TZ felt like there was a possibility he was going to do that, but was just a moment too late. Of course, probably expecting that he timed it for, okay, he's gonna get his buff first and then go to the orange.
That's right.
Great rotation there by Aura, as we mentioned, but now BREN Esports trying to find rotation and a flow for themselves, as well as Carl TZ has not hit level 4 yet. Rebo and Kilowatt smacking each other in the bottom lane. Flap TZ and Benny Cutie now. This matchup of the Lunox versus the Esmeralda. How is this gonna go?
What I like about this is that Benny Cutie, if he positions himself well, he's gonna make it difficult for Flap TZ. Because Flap TZ, if you're noticing, he's rocking the Avarice, which means that he kind of needs to get close so that the Stardust Dance will hit the Lunox to pop those procs, right? But again, he's a Lunox.
Yeah, and speaking of popping, Rebo going in and he gets popped off by Greed Spalier, taking out the Alice, and BREN Esports are going to continue this fight, but that's going to be 2 kills already, and the turtle for Aura. This is a fantastic start for Aura Philippines, as that's 3 kills and a turtle to start off the match.
Disastrous for BREN Esports. I also want to take note the advantage of getting that jungle invasion coming up from Aura PH. Lord Hades has 3 levels when it comes to his gap between the junglers before that turtle fight started. And do take note, Reptar, that the Retribution, its damage scales depending on your level. That means that no matter what happens, Aura PH will have the advantage when it comes to the Retribution war around the turtle area.
Yeah, and now Flap TZ with a war against Kilowatt, who prompts his Counter Inferno so that he can clear up the minion wave and rotate faster to mid. JP though gets caught out by the members of BREN Esports, probably looking for an ejector pickoff, but only gets picked off himself. Greed trying to disrupt, almost getting hit by that Comedic Lance, could have been disastrous. So Aura PH now, earlier we mentioned they were the ones getting invaded, they set the tempo early on. We're going to be the ones doing invading, and now it's Carl TZ having a difficult time getting the buffs and getting the farm.
Oh wow. And do take note, Aura PH, they went in for double masks, which meant that Greed will not have much farm, I would say. Kind of even with Greed as well as JP, but it won't matter so much. All they wanted to do was to really just funnel everything into Lord Hades at this point. If last game Lord Hades had to farm so much, and he's gonna be depending on the Cloud, which is a very how to say this, slow farmer when it comes to jungling. This time they're gonna put some pedal into this Aura PH tempo that they wanted to have.
Yeah, good micro play there by JP, tossing Greed away.
That's right.
Almost getting taken down here. This Valir could be big here for this fight. Let's see who can get the second turtle of the game. The first one went to Aura, and now JP spotting out Carl TZ. The pick off is there, and the turtle once again going to Granger. Carl TZ gets picked off, and that's a double kill for Lord Hades. As Flap TZ trying to build up all the shields that he can, but he gets tossed back by JP. But not enough damage is going to come out from Aura. Rebo too busy managing that wave in the top lane just to get a little bit more push. Good call there, because that really looked bad for BREN. They're already behind. They have to get their wins elsewhere.
Oh my goodness, you're absolutely correct. Because what I saw from BREN Esports is that they know that they are already disadvantaged. I think that they're depending on their championship buff already, because they kind of feel that, okay, maybe we can outplay them out of it. But Obviously, that's not happening. A slow rotating.
wow.
My God, the bursts. Again, BREN Esports. During that second turtle fight, I think that their idea is maybe we can outplay this. Maybe we can out-sustain them. We are good players. We are so good when it comes to controlling our heroes. But obviously, they don't have the economy for it. Or a PH, they already are leading by so much. Even with enough sustain from BREN Esports, there's no way for them to win that turtle fight. Lord Hades, the gap between these two junglers is just way too high at this point.
Yeah, and knowing that the gap is present, Hades says, you know what, I want to build on this a little bit more. I want to survive a little bit more. Picks up the Brute Force Breastplate. Even more chances for him to get away or eat up damage. So it's just his momentum continues. But now let's see if Aura can keep the momentum going, as that's going to be the charge onto Lusty. He doesn't get tossed though. Carl Teezy's dealing damage. JP almost tossing back Carl Teezy. Carl Teezy was able to sidestep it while charging up the missing attack. But now Kilowatt, surprise!
Oh my
The
God.
mega kill for Hades, thanks to the fire of Kilowatt. Great positioning and great sense to think that they're gonna go back here.
Oh.
I'm gonna wait.
I know that this is weird because I'm gonna say that RPH is back on vintage form because wait, it's weird because it's just like last year.
Yeah.
but in a way, this is vintage RPH. I will explain a little bit because Rebo might be taken down, and he
Wow.
will actually be taken down. That's a big mistake
Yeah.
from Rebo. He will not ever win that matchup.
Yeah.
I'd say.
The power of order brilliance.
Yeah.
Just ignoring everything that Alice threw.
Yeah.
to the
But yeah,
ultimate.
vintage RPH first is because they're bringing back their jungle invasion or the jungle choking that they are always so capable with. And the second is Kirosh on the thumbs. Man, that's so vintage, I'd say. And his positioning, that was so wonderful. Nobody can play like that, like Kiluash is doing. We know Kiluash is the farming type of EXP laner, but he knows when he needs to get revised. That positioning was just so good, wrapping around the members of BREN Esports. He knows that Call TZ will be going to that plane once again, and even with two heroes, Lusty and Few, they cannot survive Kiluash, who's already so well farmed at this point.
Vintage legendary moments are what we're seeing for the second game in our first series today. Day number 2 of the MPL. Aura PH. Can't believe all of this just snowballed from the fact that Aura rotated at the start really smart. And now JP, smart pick off there onto Lusty. He's gonna be forced to go back. He doesn't have the brilliance. Oh, I mean, that was the Rafaela getting taken out, so that's already gonna be 2 members of BREN Esports down. Carl TZ gets taken out, and that could be another one up next. Will it? Yes, it is. Double kill there for Lord Hades, taking out the Sylvana, and BREN desperately trying to hold on to this tower in the bottom lane. But now it's a killing spree for Benny Cutie. Rebo is the last man standing, and Aura PH are hounding him. Gonna try to find the opening. They know that they can buy time,
Oh
but
my
look
God.
at that! Godlike for the Lord of Hell. Hades 7-0-5.
This is his second game in an Aura PH jersey, I would say. Because Lord Hades, he kind of was benched from, well, in the MPL. I'm talking about MPL. This is not the first time that Lord Hades actually was deployed by Aura PH. In the offseason, they tried for it, and now everybody's just going to be wondering, is this the better lineup for Aura PH? Just because of that second game performance coming out from Lord Hades. Do take note that his Claude, it's a little bit, I would say, a lot of jitters in there for Aura PH.
Yeah.
Having kind of a new squad. JP, this time, this is night and day for his joint. Game number 1, it's a combination of his lack of mastery with the hero and the fact that there's a Popper and Koopa in the other team. Now, it's a completely different story. JP is activated as a... It's just like Raflesia, right? Jungle invasion coming up from Aura PH. Man, if we were to cover the names of the teams, you would say that this is Sunsparks, not Aura PH.
Oh yeah, like a hell of a throwback actually. Even with the heroes that we're seeing, like Granger, with an insane stat line right now. Hunter Strike pick up
Man.
by this Granger.
Now that I think about it, this is season 4 lineup. Like Joed was really considered alongside Rock Lunox was also a hero to watch out for back then.
Oh yeah, you're right.
And Granger was the top marksman back then in the championship round of Aura PH in Season 4.
BREN Esports want to run it back this season, but Aura PH throwing it back and surprising the world champions. Endless battle. Picked up there by Kilowatt, who is crazy kill participation for this game. 3-1-11. He's only missed 1 kill, and that shows how well he has been rotating in this match. And I'm glad that you mentioned JP, night and day performance. And I feel like it's, yeah, the jitters or the hesitation and the defensive mindset of Aura is gone. They brought the fire and the aggression at the start, and it worked out really well for them.
Oh, absolutely. Perfectly put there, Renmar, because I think that Aura PH, what they were lacking in the game number 1 was confidence. Because it really didn't feel like Aura PH is playing. For now, this is their, I would say, most comfortable form. And we can see that they are so good at this. Especially when Lord Hades is farmed.
Yeah, JP trying to look for a pickoff again. It's a 9k, make that 10k, sorry, gold lead for BREN Esports, for Aura PH, excuse me. Lord marching at the bottom lane, Aura PH are managing this whole map. 3-wave push, the minion at the top, the Lord at the bottom. BREN Esports could get taken out here. See if they can hold on. That's going to be a stun onto Flapteezy. Flapteezy caught a little bit too far from under the tower. He's going to try to heal up. BREN Esports trying to defend and trying to hold on, but they barely have the firepower to do anything. Flapteezy going in though with the Falling Star Moon just so that they can help defeat down the Lord. They finally do, but because of this massive gap in gold, BREN can just stand by and watch as Aura get closer and closer to a victory, but that's going to be picked off there. Sylvana getting tossed back by JP. It's 5 versus 4.
Oh my god!
And the damage!
Oh!
Gone! Deleted, depleted, triple kill! The Thriller fire of Aura, no liar! Despite how game 1 ended, they recovered it, and that's a 1-1. The series is tied now. Aura PH, great win.
So I think
Oh,
the decision for both teams right now, Reptar, they will go with their cores, with their junglers. So it's going to be the Lancelot versus the Granger. Looking at the BREN Esports lineup, it is true. It is going to be the Paquito tank, Lapu-Lapu side lane, Few on the Popol and Koopa, and Rebo on the Lunox.
called it.
Man.
To the T. Wolf.
Oh my god.
Nostradamus.
Well, knowing as how Aura PH just decided to go for the standard Cho pick, which is a little bit, how to say this, it's not scaling, it's not greedy as Aura PH would. They know that if they focus their attention on damage output for Rebo and don't go for the Lapu-Lapu Paquito side lanes wherein it's how to say this, it's too standard and they kind of do the same thing,
Yeah.
you know, they kind of fulfill the same role. It will be too much. It's like a double down for BREN Esports. It doesn't look like it's a winning formula. They go for the Lunox instead, and all's good in the hood. BREN Esports versus Aura. This is gonna be a brawl, I would say.
Interesting mashup, interesting draft, and it's game number 3. Will BREN Esports finally win a series? Will the world champions and the defending season champions finally win a series, or will Aura PH get their momentum back and get a win? Now, a bit more conservative are these two teams, as Aura PH, now JP is just sticking to Lord Hades instead of aggressively going to the jungle side of BREN and checking out the read. They know, as you mentioned earlier, that it is all gonna center around Hades. If he goes down early, it could be bad news.
Oh, look at this. It's not a game wherein we see a lot of jungle chokings. I want to say that Kilowash versus Flapteezy, Lapu-Lapu versus the Yuzhong. I will favor the Yuzhong. Oh, sorry, the Lapu-Lapu. But Kilowash, he knows this hero so well that even when he's in a losing matchup, he's gonna take some wins outside of the maps. For example, get some jungle minions or help his teammate. But JP
Gets the pick off onto Few. First blood already going to Lord Hades. Carl Teasy is not going to be able to do much there. And Aura PH, the urgency and the aggression, now we're seeing it after finally clearing enough to hit level 4. Immediately go into that middle shrub. And now BREN Esports, see if they'll be able to contest this turtle well enough.
Or Page obviously on the front lines once again when it comes to dealing with this turtle.
Greed, oh, so close, but he's going to be forced to go back. It's going to be an advantage here for BREN Esports as Greed is gone for Aura PH. JP's nearby, let's see if he'll be able to disrupt, but with how Aura's positioned, they're going to give this one.
Love it. BREN Esports, they offset their disadvantage when it comes to the turtle control by just damaging the heroes and the members of Aura PH. They know that without Kilowash, level 4, which is the ultimate, without the HPs that are available, Aura PH will not be comfortable taking the turtle fight. And after them poking the members of Aura PH, they just went in to get that turtle. Such a classic BREN Esports move, and they have won so many macro battles with that.
And now Aura PH applying pressure on the top side. Reaper, of course, needs a little bit more time. Farm up, get the items on that Lunox. Meanwhile, JP, finally, since he was able to help Hades build up to 4 and get that sweet pick off at the start, now he's positioning aggressively. And he's going to spot out Carl TZ if he decides to check that forward side buff, but he won't be able to. Turtle spawns.
We can see a lot of potential from this Paquito.
You though sees the potential of him possibly going down, but Bubble and
God.
Kuma saving him the fight. The damage.
Did you see how masterful Few was with that? So if you were asking if it is the Oh My Venus route in the previous game, in game number 1, this might be closer, as Few is the mid laner for BREN Esports.
And Greed taking so
Oh my
much damage. Thorned Rose right at the edge, taking out Greed.
Carl TZ and Few combining together just to outplay Kagura. That's Greed just chasing and punching the air at that point. As Few and Carl TZ, they were able to outmaneuver Greed, putting him in a spot wherein he will be trapped, literally and figuratively.
Yeah, and Carl TZ though trapped himself into getting taken out there. Gets completely bursted down by the members of Aura PH. Lusty could be up next. Lusty was nearby earlier, but then Carl TZ just got absolutely bursted.
Oh my God.
Carl can't afford to make plays like that against the lineup that Aura's fielding.
It's like their brain power is quite limited at this point, where at that specific moment wherein they went in for a big brain place in the middle and then just straight up just dumped everything and just went in for the play that is primal in a way.
The result showed, and they were able to get what they wanted out of that. Kilowash able to get away there, but BREN somehow, even after losing Carl TZ, Aura couldn't position themselves or find a good position around the turtle. And this could be the turtle going to the side. It is going to the side of BREN Esports.
Oh. 2 turtles now belonging to BREN Esports. I could have sworn Aura PH, they had chance to get that control of the turtle, the second turtle, but it didn't happen. As BREN Esports, what they're always trying to do, and you have to mind this if you're watching them, when they're poking, they wanted to get the turtle. Because what they're doing is just to let the opponents just blow their resources, their skills, and their HPs, so that they can take the turtles more effectively.
Yeah, Rebo gets kicked away, so he's not going to be able to deal as much damage as he wants to, or at least his delayed Greed goes in with the umbrella open, and with the ultimate, the knockup is there from the Cho, and Kilowatt, or I mean Benny Cutie, let's see if that's enough to turn it around, but Carl TZ was still able to secure a kill there. Few's the only one to go down, but now here comes Kilowatt, a double kill for the Black Dragon of Aura PH. Now Flap TZ and Carl TZ, they will not be able to continue this play. Benny Cutie's nearby. Let's see if we can go for a fake off. Oh, kicks Flap TZ back. It is elementary what he did just now, but now Carl TZ might be able to. Yes, he will. Secure the kill there onto JP, and he dashes away. Oh, he eats up a lot of flame shot. Third hit there as well from the ultimate, but Carl gets away. It's a nice exchange of just how well these two teams know their own heroes, but another one. Let's see, can Carl get it? Of course he can. Benny goes out.
You called it a nice exchange. I call it an excellent exchange, man. That was so good for both teams. Playing one another. Kilowatt was able to just show us how it's done And Benecutie tried to go for the good plays. BREN Esports returns the favor. Tried to get a kill. Additionally, that Joy, the ejector was good, but even better was the knockups and the positioning for Kaltizi. Then Kiluash chimes in, making it look like the user is not even nerfed. So only Kiluash can make that work. And then Benecutie makes the play, then Kaltizi makes the play. Man, this is a brawl. Brawl by blow.
Another brawl in the bottom lane. Mega kill now for Kilowash on that Yuzhong. By the way, that replay that you saw was brought to you by Oppo A94. Increase gaming at full speed with Oppo A94. Get yours now for only 13,999. And Carl Teasy demands our attention as he got a mega kill. Now he could get another one. Great read by Carl Teasy. But he gets taken out a little bit too greedy. JP says, don't reach, young blood, I'm gonna toss you back. Carl Teasy gets taken out. What could have been another added highlight to the legacy of Carl Teasy's Lancelot was stopped by JP.
God, blow by blow. Everybody's just trying to outplay each other. That's what you want.
Yeah, they're just showing off now.
They're showing off. This is showtime. BREN Esports, I know that they are feeling so confident with Kaltizi, most specifically, and he saw that Benecutie was there. There's just enough HP from Benecutie to survive that, using the Jeet Kune Do and the Shunpo with all of those extra shields, like those small shields, it added up so that he was able to survive, and then the JP Joy was quick to punish. Another turtle fight as, oh my god, another alley-oop into the, Lord Hades Granger.
Yeah, this could be really bad. It's a fight for the turtle. BREN already lost up top, and they're gonna lose this one as well. Beautifully handled here by Aura PH across the map. Rebo is here though, but it's a little bit too late. Already getting pushed to the top side. A kill onto Kilowatt there by Rebo. But you can say, without a doubt, Aura won that exchange. They could get another one. The damage coming out from the Granger. You could be up next. The damage, is it going to be enough? Yes, it is. KO there for Lord Hades on that Granger.
Divide and conquer for Aura PH. Look at what they did. 2 into the top lane to get a kill into a very important hero for BREN Esports, which was Flapteasy. Imagine if BREN Esports had Flapteasy in the turtle fight. A totally different story. And BREN Esports also made a mistake. Having this Kaltizi Lancelot with an all-in strategy into the turtle fight, Aura PH, they had 3 members. Remember, no matter what happens, that's a Yuzhong. And with the Black Dragon form dealing enough damage and control against the Lancelot, BREN Esports really stumbled around that turtle fight. They might have taken down the mega kill onto Kilowash, but in exchange for Kaltizi the Lancelot, 100% sure Aura PH is happier with that trade over the number one.
Not again. Kaltizi gets caught off again. Now Flapteasy taking a lot of damage. Look at that. There's another flame shot. Unstoppable. Lord Hades is already 5-0-7.
And
Benecutie split pushing the top side here. He might get stunned and get caught off here, but that's not going to be enough damage from these two. He gets away. BREN Esports are crumbling before our eyes. Kilowash again. Not sure if he's going to be the MVP, but another MVP noteworthy performance is what he's bringing out here earlier in the times. Now the Yuzhong, look at the damage coming out from Greed Skagura, brings few down from 100 to 40%.
Yeah.
That quick.
My god, Aura PH, they're looking scary. Both teams, Reptar, they needed this series win. They were struggling, both of them. BREN Esports even struggling more after losing back-to-back. The last time that they won a series was January. And then to World Championship, they might have taken the trophy. But now, for the 3rd time in a row, they are on the verge of losing another series against MPL teams.
Wow. They are on the board though. They have a point from a game, but they don't have a series win. And I'm going to repeat what you brought up there. They haven't won a series since January. That's the last time we've seen BREN Esports win a series, and that was of course for the World Championship. But now, Aura PH, it looks like they will ride away with this with how they're handling the map. But
Man,
oh man, BREN Esports, they don't even scale that well into the
I
late
agree.
game.
They were all in onto their jungler. I would say for both teams, this is a battle of who wins the early game. And it was a tug of war for the for the first 6 minutes.
Yeah.
Then eventually Aura PH were able to take over because of how well they were able to divide BREN Esports. Both of the drafts of both teams depended on them winning the early game. And unfortunately, the tug of war, it was Aura PH who was able to win it. They might be the ones to take BREN Esports once again.
Oh, Carl Teasy getting forced back already. Forced to get away after a flame shot and 2 hits from the Death Sonata. And Aura PH are going to be marching into the base of BREN Esports with the confidence in the world. They're going to be fighting out in the mid lane to try to secure that turret. Yes, they do. All inhibitors are broken beside of BREN Esports. The Lord broken by BREN Esports, but Aura PH with this lead, this 10k gold lead, could make gods bleed yet again as the base is starting to go down. Black DC goes in. BREN Esports are going to try to fight it, but they get disrupted. They lose their flow. They lose their flap. They lose their tag, and they will lose this series. Triple kill for Benny Cutie, and Aura PH wins it 2-1 against the defending world champs and league champs.
Talk